Building a personality that commands respect isn't some mystical gift reserved for influencers or CEOs. It's easier than you think. Imagine trying to break into a high-security vault, and the guard at the door is asleep with headphones on. That's how easy this really is. Because here's the truth. You already had a powerful personality once. You just forgot how to use it. Remember when you were a kid? You didn't overthink it. You were the dinosaur fact kid, or the Beyblade champion, or the kid who could eat 3 bananas in under a minute. It didn't matter if it was weird. You had a thing, and everyone knew you for it. But somewhere along the way, you became an adult. And now when someone asks what you're into, you blink like a Windows XP loading screen. And then wonder, why don't people take me seriously anymore? Here's the truth. You don't need to read 47 books, travel to 12 countries, or reinvent yourself every Monday. Most of the be yourself advice is extrovert propaganda anyway. They can make buying cereal sound like an adventure. But if you're not a natural talker, that advice just makes you feel more lost. So what can you do? Let me introduce you to the Spike method. It's a strategy used by Ivy League applicants to stand out, without rich parents or superhero resumes. Here's how it works. Find one thing you're interested in, no matter how strange, and dive deep. We're talking expert level deep. Obsess over it a little. Learn the facts, test the techniques, and get hands-on with it. Why? Because being slightly better than average at one thing is all it takes to stand out in a world full of generalists. Let's say you are into sound design. Yeah, like movie trailer booms and satisfying clicks. You start collecting sound effects, learning how studios create those perfect tones. You even start making your own soundscapes for fun. Now when someone asks what you do for fun, you say, I design sounds that make people feel things. Ever wondered why the iPhone unlock sound is so satisfying? That's my thing. Suddenly, you're the sound wizard, the vibe engineer, the person they remember. Or maybe you're obsessed with memory tricks. You dive into mind palace techniques. Start remembering names, lists, and full speeches like magic. Now, when someone asks what you're working on, you say, I'm building a mental map of my room. I can store and retrieve info like a walking hard drive. Boom, you're the mind hacker, the human Google, the person people remember. All because you went deep on something most people ignore. Doesn't matter what it is. It just needs to be yours. People don't remember average. They remember specific. You're not trying to impress everyone. You're just giving them something to latch onto. When you have a spike, you walk into a room and instead of blending in, you get labeled. That's the person who built a working submarine out of trash cans. That's the guy who writes poetry using only street signs. It sticks, and guess what? Once people find you interesting, they start respecting you automatically. Why? Because confidence comes from clarity. When you know who you are, people feel it, and they respond to it. So how do you build a personality that commands respect? You don't fake it, you craft it. Find your spike. Own it, talk about it with passion, not perfection. And watch people lean in. Here's the cheat code. Pick something that lights you up. Get good enough at it to surprise someone. Share it like you're letting them in on a secret. That's it. You're no longer just another person. You're the story they tell their friends after meeting you. And that right there is how you build a powerful personality.